Hello everyone. Today we're going to learn the chords from my Cherie Amour. We're going to learn to play them with this really fun and really simple right hand pattern. So, if that sounds like something that interests you, stick around. This lesson is going to be really great for beginners. I've taken the chords, I've cut them down a little bit to make them more approachable. I'm also going to break this down into sections so you can download the practice journal there up in the corner. This lesson comes at a request from one of my private students. Thanks, Andrea, for requesting this. If you're one of my students that studies with me privately, a lot of the times our lessons end up on YouTube. So, without further ado, let's take a look at each and every chord switch individually and look at some cool tricks to get us between those chords. Remember, you can write these chords as separate goals in your practice journal and be able to keep track of this so that you can learn this over the course of a week instead of trying to learn it all in one swoop. Alright, let's take a look at the chords. Alright, let's switch from G major 7 to C11. To start with G major 7, we're going to have 4 notes. Every chord in this song is going to have 4 notes. We're going to be hitting the low notes with our thumb and then the higher 3 notes with our fingers like this. You'll see G major 7, the diagram, above my headstock there. But just to be clear, we're 3rd fret of the low E, 4th frets of the D and G, 3rd fret of the B, using the index for the low E, the 3rd finger and pinky for our D and G, and 2nd for the B. So, just make sure that you get it to ring out nice and clear first. Next, for the C11, you're going to take your 2nd finger and jump it to the A string, 3rd fret, and lift the other ones up and hit that with your thumb. After you hit it with your thumb, then you're going to set up the 3rd finger and the pinky and the index. So that's on the 3rd fret of the G and B and the 1st fret of the high E. So what we get is, and then move the 2nd finger and then these other fingers next, right? So it teaches you to switch fluidly, because if you try to jump all at once, it could be a little messy. And just do this a few times. Alright, let's take a look at the next chord switch. Alright, so the next chord switch, we're going from C11 to F major 7. So C11 was the last chord from the last one, but you'll see it above my headstock there. And when you go to F major 7, first thing that you're going to do is you're going to jump your 3rd finger to the 3rd fret of the D, lift the other fingers up, and then you're going to set the other 2 down. That is the 2nd fret of the G, 1st fret of the B, and open high E. So what we get is this. Thumb, fingers, thumb, fingers. And I'm taking the time to switch between the thumb strokes. Go very slow. Okay, let's take a look at the next chord switch. Alright, so next we're going to be going from the F major 7 to the D11. D11's fairly simple. You're going to be using the 2nd fret of the A, 1st fret of the B, and pinky on the 3rd fret of the high E there, and the open D with your thumb. So if we're going there from the F major 7, what you're going to do is lift your 3rd finger and play that D, and then after that, place your pinky on that 3rd fret so you hardly have to move. So let's take a look at the switch from G major 7 all the way to the D11. So first, we're going to set our G major 7 up. We jump our 2nd finger over to that 3rd fret of the A and set the other fingers up for C11. 3rd finger jumps to the D string, lifting the 3rd finger for the open D. So just be able to do these one after another, nice and smooth. Okay, let's look at the next chord switch that we're going to need. Next, we're going to do the C major 7 to D11 chord switch. So what we're going to be doing is hitting the 3rd fret of the A and then the open G, B, and E's. You'll see the diagram above my headstock. And then next, you just lift your 3rd finger, pluck the open A, and then you place down the D11 chord, which we're already familiar with. So what we get is again. One more time. All right, let's take a look at the next chord switch. All right, D11 to F add 9. So our D11 chord first, and then to do an F add 9, you're simply just going to place your 3rd finger down on the 3rd fret of the D string, making it an F add 9. You'll see the diagram above my headstock. So just a couple times. All right, let's look at the next chord switch. Okay, next we're going to be doing the F add 9 and switching to an E7 chord, so our E dominant 7. What you need to do first is jump your 2nd finger up and hit that, and then you're going to get index and pinky, 1st fret of the G and 3rd fret of the B. So what we get is, it's much easier of a switch if you just get that 2nd finger first and then worry about the other fingers. Okay, let's take a look at the next switch. Next, let's switch from E7 to A7. So we'll set up our E7, because that was the last chord that we played. To get an A7, what you're going to do is just before, even before we do anything, just kind of sneak your 3rd finger onto the 2nd fret of the B string. You're going to hit your open A and then just lift everything up and have that 2nd finger there. So just a couple times, sneaking my 3rd finger there. Alright, let's take a look at the next chord switch. Okay, A7 to D7. So our A7 is here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sneak my index onto the 2nd fret, hit the D with my thumb, and then my 2nd and 3rd finger are going to sneak to the G and high E. So index is put down ahead of time so it gets that 1st fret of the B. Take a look at the next switch. Okay, our D7 to G6 is next. We're going to be doing our D7 here. And you're going to move your 3rd finger to the low E, 3rd fret, and get the G, B, and E open. So we get. Alright, give it that nice staccato so we pluck it and damp it. Pluck it, damp it, pluck it, damp it. Alright, let's take a look at the next one. Okay, so the next switch we need to learn is a D11 to a D7. So we're doing our D11 chord. This one should be familiar now. And then for our D7, just sneak your 3rd finger and place it on the 2nd fret of the high E and just lift your pinky. Okay, let's put these chords together so that we can play the whole thing through. Alright, now you know all of the chord switches involved here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this at a nice, slow pace, and I'm going to call out the chords as we go. The rhythm goes thumb, fingers, thumb, fingers, thumb, fingers. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now, it's going to be 1 chord per measure, except the last measure has 2 chords. So without further ado, let's play through this nice and slow. So we get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and C11, 2 and 3 and 4 and F major 7, 2 and 3 and 4 and D11 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and G major 7, 3 and 4 and C11 and 2 and 3 and 4 and F major 7, 2, 3, 4 and D11, 2 and 3 and 4 and C major 7, 2 and 3 and 4 and D11 and 2 and 3 and 4 and F add 9, 2 and 3 and 4 and D7, 2, 3, 4, A7, 2 and 3 and 4 and D7 and 2 and 3 and 4 and G6 and 2 and 3 and 4 and D11 and 2 and D7 and 4 and G major 7 and 2 and 3 and 4 and C11 and 2 and 3 and 4 and F major 7, 2, 3 and 4 and D11 and 2 and 3 and 4 and G major 7, 2 and 3 and 4 and C11 and 2 and 3 and 4 and F major 7, 2 and 3 and 4 and D11, 2 and 3 and 4 and C major 7, 2, 3, 4, D11, 2, 3, 4, F add 9, 2, 3, 4, E7, 2, 3, 4, 8-7, 2, 3, 4, D7, 2, 3, 4, G6, 2, 3, 4, D11, 2, D7, 4. All right. So, if you have any questions, please ask them in the comments below. The intro and the outro, there's no chords in there, so this starts on my Cherie, and that's where it starts. So have fun practicing this. Andre, I hope when you play this for your friend it goes well. And everybody, don't forget to subscribe, check out the next video, and check out your free journal down in the description below. Have fun, guys. Definitely do not forget to subscribe and like this video.